midday. And I think there's no class in here after me, so if you want to stay on, that's up to you. I've got to go, like I said, and teach this kid class afterwards. Yay. Okay, so going to week 2 at the moment. The eyeballing exercises as movie is just a little movie file on. If it comes up, you might not play on this version. It plays on the one with the hard drive. It might play on your laptop. Anyway, on top of that, when we finish this one, I've got a bit of a 3D view for you. It's fairly rough, but it will give you a bit of an idea what's going on. So design contours, no, it's called exercise 2. Where's that hiding out? There it is. Okay, so open up exercise 2 and you'll get this here. Now, I just want to show you something here. The platform level's 91.5, but you're doing design contours every metre. So I've changed it again. Once again, making you think laterally about what you're drawing. We have design contours here, 95, 94, 94, 93, 92. They're all drawn for you. We're only going to do one side of the platform. And the geotechnical information is the batters will be 1:1 for cut, and they'll have a ratio of 1:2 for fill. So same. Away you go. Use your commands in AutoCAD. The offset command is you can type offset or you can go and find it. So here's somewhere, this one here. Start with the cut. Now, if you are repeating this subject and you do okay in your first assignment, I am okay with you carrying over your presentation mark and your design report mark, okay? Just so you don't have to do that again, but you will have to do all your drawings and the tests, okay? You don't have to carry the marks over. You can attempt to get a better mark if you want to, but it's those two things took a bit of work. And it would be, it would help you out a little bit in terms of your workload this time around. Just also be aware, as you are degree students, it says on the degree you must attempt all assessments to pass a course, and there's quite a few in this one, so just make sure that at the very least you pass in something if you are still trying to stay on course for getting, finishing the course. I have had a few students that have actually passed it really well, and then they took their foot off the acceleration in the end. Like they were heading for B's and A's and went, oh no, I've already passed. And then they found they failed because they didn't do one of the assessments. Hi. Unfortunately, she's crooked today. I'm doing her class in about an hour's time. She's got one more class this week, the CAD one. So I can pick that up from you. 180, 1048 up high, up the top. 180, 1048, you know, above the, basically straight up the stairs from the canteen is where the shop is in the hub. Oh no, 1048, yeah. So you go up the stairs, turn left and go along to the big lab. All right, so I'll get you started on this bottom corner. Because it's half a metre, and we go back to my friend over there that said it's a ratio, he's right. So what's the 1 to 1 ratio of half a metre? Half along and half up, yeah, exactly. So I'm going to offset by 0.5. Now you may need this for the assignment because I'm not sure if it's it lands on a contour or not. But you see that, that's 0.5. Now I've got myself to 91.2. So now I'm going to go offset again, this time by 1. So when I offset by 1, we've now got to the contour of 93. Now 94. 95 and 96. So if you can all do that, thank you very much. Good one. Yep. Yep.
Good to see that accountant's still working.
Yeah. Okay, so that's your design contours easily drawn. The only catchphrase there was the half a metre first up. Then I didn't do that on that one because the platform was on an even metre. Incidentally, if that had been 91.6, I would have offset 0.4 to get to the first metre, right? Because that's all I needed to get to the 92. Remember, we're in plan view. Now we have to play join the dots, but the next problem we have is where does it actually hit the platform? It hits at 91.5, which is between that one and that one. So it'll be a P line from here to there, to the intersection of there, to the intersection of there, to the intersection of there. Now this is the bit which we call drafting license. So let's go around here sort of like this, a bit of a curve, and connect on the other side. And then it goes back to there, then back to there. And then back to there. And of course we trim out the bit we don't need, which is outside of the platform. 1, butterfly wing. What about the cut? The fill. Okay, P-line from here. Can't do it, we're not sure what it is. How much do we offset?
Is that 0.5 as well?
No, because it's 2 to 1. The cut, fill, just 1. Yes, just 1. Because 1, the other one, normally we would go 1, 1, 1, 1 and 2, 2, 2, 2. But because we need to get to the first contour, because it's just this number here is what's stuffing us up, 91.5. We're going to offset 1. So we offset 1, and then we offset 2, because we're now actually physically on a contour. I said we're only doing half a platform, but you'll notice that now the P-line will go from here to here to the intersection there, to the intersection there, to the intersection there, the intersection there, and so on. Okay, now for the fun part. As I finish today's class, did you all recognise the guy that came in?
Yeah.
The big boss, the big chief, yeah. Notice I was nervous. Shaking. 20 years here, you don't give a fucker about that sort of thing. He used to be my roommate. We were in the same office when he started. I was always helping him, showing him what to do and things that were new and stuff. Then suddenly he's the boss, which is really odd. But that's life. That's what will happen with you guys one day. You know, bossing around all the young ones, and suddenly the young ones become the boss. I trained a student here that went away and got his master's. Then he went away and got his doctorate in engineering. He went out in the field and did a few years. Quite a good mate. And then he applied for the job above Hugh. He came in and he just overnight turned into one of those bosses from hell. He only lasted a year or two here. Couldn't believe it. Such a nice student, such a nice guy. So everyone's different. You just got to give them time to figure out how they're going to treat people and all the rest. Now there is an answer there, but just be a little bit aware. The answer is on a layer called P1, P2, or P3 or something. There it is there. Just be a little bit aware that the answers. Actually that goes around and cuts back there, and that, yeah. So my drafting license there took me in a different place, and the answer's not quite clicked onto the right intersection line. But you can see the fill there. I won't dwell so much on that answer, but what I am going to dwell on is there's one more thing here called 3D view, and it is actually a 3D view of what we've just drawn. If you go and open it and then go view, 3D views and top, that will put it in the exact position that we drew our lines. And in order to see what it actually looks like, we have to remember back to Ingrid's first class when we were spinning the blocks around. You hold your shift key down, your middle roller down, and we'll get there, and start twisting it around. So now you can see the contours coming in, and this area here is the start of the fill, and this area
Shift.
there is the area where you cut into the bank.
Oh.
It's not quite right. These green lines should probably move a little bit. For example, that should be sort of more over here, because they come in to meet at that point. But it gives you a bit of an idea of the ground line coming in and meeting the
No, it's not working.
design line.
Shift.
So
Press the scroll bar.
if I was to do this
Press the
again,
scroll.
I think I'd put
Press
that
it.
a little bit closer.
Now turn around.
There.
Around. Move the mouse, bro.
So you can see the lines coming in and hitting the design. There was one line I forgot to put on that drawing over there, and it's one contour you should keep on. Show you something that Ingrid never showed you. I like doing this. Where's it gone? Create camera, viewports, walk and fly, orbit, constrained orbit, continuous orbit. Yeah, I knew I still got it. Okay. I used to tell her to do that with the 3D models in class, but she was always too scared to do anything that stuffed up first time round. Let's have a look at this. This little line here should be of a different line type, so I'm going to do one with 2 dots in it. And it should be related. This is on your proposed site plan, and we call that line of equal cut and fill. Line of equal cut and fill. Which is basically that point there. And you know what? When a surveyor goes on site to mark a platform, they mark that point, and that point. And they put batter boards with the angle of the slope. A batter board is 2 stakes with a board aiming on the angle for the digger driver. Then your job is to make sure the digger driver does it properly. So you'll soon get on site to learn about batter boards, line of equal cut and fill, top of backer, toe of fill. They're all become second nature to you. Even roading jobs have got top of batter, top of cut, toe of fill. Yeah. All right. So for those that feel a little bit like a fish that's had dynamite blown up in his pond, don't worry too much. It's not until assignment 2, but it's quite a few marks involved in doing that design for the proposed proposed platform. The other stuff earlier on is all about assignment 1, working out where your contours go. And I'm sure most of you in your head will have figured out which method you're going to use. All right. I personally, if it was you, I'd do a bit of a combo of everything. I'd calculate some, and I'd do some by eyeballing. In the test, you will have to do some contour calculations. You won't get out of that. Just to be clear, the English questions that I asked from the notes, I've got 120 of them. They'll be random, so I can have people sitting beside each other. No problem at all. The ABCs will be random as well. But with the mathematical ones, which I'll go over in class before the test, they you will get them. So there'll be 2 or 3 contour ones to do some calcs. And mostly on figuring out the distance you've got two levels, you've got a CAD distance, and you've got to figure out the number to that, where the contour crosses over, alright? So, if you do a few of them for the assignment, it'll be a piece of proverbial. But if you don't do it, and you do it all by nose, then you may struggle in the test. But the test is only 10 marks, 20 questions, 10 marks. Whereas the assignment's 15. Well, actually, the assignment's only 2 for the contours. Okay, any questions overall? Anything that you'd like to ask? Right, a past student will walk around and help anyone wants to stay. Don't know how long she's staying for. She's got her own classes. I'm going to move on to the CAD one up to Better Bike Beach downstairs. You need to get hold of me. I'll be in 112-1100. If you've got questions for me through the week, don't send me a CAD file saying what's wrong with it. Send me a snapshot of your issue.